Okay, so hey guys, thanks for the invite. I'm a fan of DeFi Diet also. I started using DeFi with a lot of the videos, and so it's a really good experience. And I'm going to try to be like really talking about basic stuff. I mean, not basic stuff, but the goal is that you can understand with normal terms. As you know, the problem that we have as developers and as builders is that we try to use like fancy words, and people start getting like really confused. And DeFi and finance has another layer of new words and stuff that confuses us. So if you unite both, you have the double amount of confusion. So I will try to talk for a normal person that doesn't have any idea of blockchain stuff. And my talk is using building collateralized assets with decentralized oracles. So the first thing is I'm Cristian Espinoza, and I work as a smart contract for Cryptex Finance. Over here, we are building a token that pretty much tries to capture the whole cryptocurrency market. So if you have one token, it kind of represents the whole cryptocurrency market. So if the whole cryptocurrency market goes up, your token price is going to go up, and if it goes down, it's going to go down. So for that, we are using something that you might have heard, synthetic assets. Synthetic assets usually are referred as like backed by collateral. In the finance traditional world, usually they are referred as assets that are instruments that simulate another asset payoff. In that sense, these assets are not the real assets, so it's called a synthetic. And in the DeFi world, on the blockchain world, we have seen as, for example, BTC. You don't have actually a BTC, you are having Bitcoin that is held by another company that wrapped it. And the same is for the USDC, DAI, or any stable coin. You don't have the real USD. What you have is a token that represents that you have a USDC. So that's why they are called synthetics, because pretty much they are like not fake, but you could say like it's another layer on top of the real asset. So this brings a lot of benefits into the creation of these instruments. The first one is that you don't have to own the original asset, meaning if that you don't have to buy gold and have gold on your house or your bank. You can just buy digital synthetic gold. This opens the access to the market. So maybe if you are in the United States, you don't have these problems buying stocks, buying gold, buying whatever you want. It's usually more easy. But if you are in a developing country like I am, buying gold is impossible. Or even buying stocks for another company, I have to use a centralized company that will sell like the Tesla stock and stuff like that. So this opens the market to anyone that actually has access to DeFi or Ethereum wallet. And it's really interesting seeing people invest from all over the world with using just the blockchain technologies. And another benefit that synthetic assets brings is that they give you the same exposure as the original asset. So you can have gold without having gold. The price is going to move according to these movements. And finally, you have on-chain liquidity. So you are bringing these assets on chain, allowing you to do all the amazing stuff that DeFi that just talked. So you can use it on DeFi and add liquidity, farm with it, use it as collateral, and many stuff that is coming each day. There are many types of synthetic assets. There are one by one. This one are that you use the underlying asset as collateral, and each one by one. So one BTC represents one Bitcoin, one USDC represents one physical USD. You can have many more types. So for example, you can have physical goods backing these tokens. For example, you can have a coffee bag, or you could have oil barrel representing a new token that is backed by this asset. The second one is the ones that we use a lot on DeFi are the debt-based tokens. Usually, you use some kind of asset to as collateral pegged to a US dollar generally, and this is used to create a loan and in the form of the new token. Usually, you could see this more like a mortgage. It works pretty similar to that, but usually you create new kind of asset with this one. And finally, you have total returns swaps, and this is a kind of asset that reminds you of like the work of in a financial instrument called future works. Is that you have an agreement between two parties, like you might use it. Use it is a lot. How it works is that you say with another person, like, I think the total cryptocurrency market is going up, and another person thinks that it's going down. So you both create like an agreement, a smart contract that says, like, depending who's the winner, it's going to earn like the difference. So this is the different kinds of types. So each one has like different problems. For example, a one-by-one assets, you usually need some kind of centralization. So you need to trust some company that is going to hold the original asset, and it's not going to lie. For example, USDT usually had a lot of problems right now, and I think they kind of fix it right now, but people don't trust them. So don't trust in the company might put on risk your assets. The second one is depends a lot on oracles. So if the oracle price is wrong, you might have problems with the back collateral. And with the total return swap, they are much cheaper in the sense that you don't have to be updating the oracle each time, but you need two parties in order to agree for use them. So I'm going to show you a small graph that is an overview of how the collateral process works. This is, as you can see, the ETH price was around $100. Really, it was like a lot of time ago. This describes how the collateralization process for the maker bots work. At that time, they were called CDPs, or collateral depth positions. But let me see if I can. Oh wait, use the pointer. Okay, so first thing, what you have is that, let's say that the 1 ETH is $100, and you're using some kind of oracle mechanism to get this price on chain. For you could use your own oracle, you could use a centralized oracle, you could use Chainlink, and but just let's assume that 1 ETH is $100. So what you do is that if you have 1 ETH in your wallet, you can create a vault, however they call it right now, or a CDP, and you deposit over there your collateral that is worth $100. Then each protocol has different kind of formulas for creating a debt. Usually there's like, for example, for the DAI one, you calculate that each DAI or each new token created is backed by 150% of your collateral. So each DAI is going to be collateral by $1.5. So this meets the DAI and creates a debt. So you have to pay it at some point. And over there, you can do whatever you want with your DAI. You can sell it, you can trade it on Uniswap, you can farm, you can just put it on DAI saving rates or whatever you want. But at the end, if you want back your collateral, you have to pay back. You have to pay back your debt. That's why it's called a debt as oracles. Synthetic asset. And finally, once you pay your debt of 66 DAI, you can retrieve back your 1 ETH. So this is pretty much how most of collateralized asset works. And what is interesting is that you can pretty much speculate on your collateral asset. So for example, if you think ETH price is going up, it's stable right now, but you think it's going up, what you can do is you have to sell and you need to pay, for example, your house or your monthly mortgage, or you have to pay someone a salary or whatever. The thing is that you think ETH price is going up and you don't want to sell it. So what you're going to do is create a CDP, or you're going to create a vault, and you're going to mint DAI, sell that DAI, wait until your ETH price goes up, and then sell that ETH in order to to gain some earnings. So you are still paying your stuff. You're still, but you're speculating that ETH price is going on. Of course, this is really risky because if the ETH price goes down, actually you are losing money. And another problem that you have is, as you heard, each DAI is backed by at least 150% of the collateral. But if the price goes down and your vault is under this ratio, you can get liquidated. So liquidation is a way so how you actually protect the protocol from the money going too low and depaying the asset. So for oracles, usually what I mean the oracles, if you don't know what it is it's a way to get on-chain data. I mean offline data on-chain, and you can create your own. And how it works is that you can have like a small server just reading some API, like a weather API or some finance tools, and then having a smart contract depositing on the blockchain. The problem with this, at least right now, is that it's really expensive. If you can see over here, there's a platform called Chainlink that pretty much everyone knows. Chainlinks use a decentralized model in the sense that it takes feeds from many providers and then gets the average of all of these and put it on chains, saving some gas. What is interesting is that a lot of projects use them, and the more projects they use them, is the less it gets cheaper for everyone. So instead of I trying to build my own ETH Oracle, I could just use theirs and saving some money. So you can see over here, there are many projects. I mean, feeds that they support EDUSD, BTC USD, Link USD. You can just click on one of these, for example, on the ETH pair, and you can get like the actual price on chain. You can see that how long it takes to update. So a Chainlink updates at least this price. You can see right now it's updating on every 0.5% movement of the price. So if all of these nodes register a movement of 0.5, they are going to push an update, and this is going to be called on chain. This is extremely expensive. Imagine putting all of this data on chain with current gas price. But what is amazing is that there are many projects using it. All of these there are more than 25 sponsoring these feeds, like sharing the cost of using a protocol. The other way you can use is to create your own. For example, Maker created their own oracles, and Yuma use a new kind of approach. It's called it's a pool approach. Whatever you instead, so you trust the Yuma approach is that you trust everyone, and when there's a liquidation and the contracts are created in order to avoid liquidation. But if you go to a liquidation, you can just pull the current price at that moment. You don't have to be like calling it every time. So I've been talking a lot of liquidation, but here is a small simple process of how it works. Let's say the TCAP price, that is the cryptocurrency market price, changes. And we have a ratio that each asset is going to be collateralized by 150%. So we will be checking our oracles, checking the price, and checking the vault or the CDP vault ratio. So if the ratio is under the value that we set, for example, it's going to be under collateral. If not, we are just going to keep checking. But if it's under that, we can call a liquidation event. So what a liquidation event is that other people can pay your debt, and you are and there as reward for trying to keep the vaults over collateralized is that they are going to earn some amount of your collateral. So that's the reason why you want to avoid this kind of behavior, is that if you get liquidated, you're going to lose some amounts of money, and the liquidator is going to earn that amount. So you liquidate, you trigger the liquidation. I mean, then you pay the fees related, and then the vault is back to 150%. And this process keeps getting until all the debt is paid. And this is really amazing way to keep your collateralized protocols with money. But here there are some problems. For example, the black swan events. There are problems that surge and no one knows when we're going to happen. Last year we had the COVID spread, and this triggered what was called the Black Thursday. So I think it was the Thursday 14 that the OEMS called the COVID was a pandemic, and this pretty much created a market crash. And so what will happen over here is that the ETH price went down really fast in a short amount of time, in less than 24 hours. It went down to almost $80. And at the same time, the gas price went really high. I mean, right now we are used to see the gas price at 400% or 100 degree, but at the time, you wanted to like sell your asset because the price of the market were going down. So you wanted to put DAI and stablecoin in order to prevent your money going down. And a lot of, as the gas went really high, liquidation couldn't trigger, so a lot of bots get under collateral, and we had many problems over there. But it was really interesting for DeFi that we actually managed to survive it and actually created a more robust implementation. Maker fixed a lot of these issues and prevented all of this from happening. And one quick way to fix it is using governance options. So most protocols right now have governance tokens. For example, DAI is governed by MKR token, Cryptex and TCAP is governed by a CTX token. And what you can do is to create auctions to sell your governance tokens to repay the vaults that are under collateralized and collateralizing back your assets. And this is awesome because you can create pretty much incentives for people that are using your token to vote for stuff that actually benefit the protocol. And if they don't, you are going to mint new tokens or you're going to auction tokens, meaning that the price of the token that governs is going down. So it creates a great incentive to people to behave. If not, they are going to lose like their project. And well, this is all for my presentation. I hope it was really easy to understand. And you can find me on Twitter at Chris Gardner. And we are right now at Cryptex on Rinkeby testnet, and we are going to launch mainnet soon. But if you want to try it, I'm going to share with you a Discord link, and we can talk over there about what we can do to test.
Awesome. Thank you for your presentation, Chris.
Thanks.
So if we have any questions from the audience, feel free to ask them now. One question I have about Cryptex is about the governance token. So will you guys be airdropping the token to like people using it during the incentivization period, or like how will that work?
So for the CTX tokens, we decided to not do an airdrop. As you can see that a lot of projects are doing airdrop right now, but mostly people just dump them. I mean, they get like free money and they sell it, and that affects overall the people that are actually believing in the project. So what we're going to do is like create some kind of incentive for people to earn CTX tokens by using the platform, just like Compound does. So Compound gives you comp by using that project. They didn't airdrop it. So so that way we can keep engaged with our real users that are the ones that we want them to govern.
Sure. Okay. And we have a question from Carlos from AXP. He says, is it fair to think about TCAP as an exposure to the total crypto market cap, including cryptocurrencies, DeFi, yield farming, lending, and all synthetic assets? Or how will like TCAP?
So what we do is we talk with Chainlink, and Chainlink created an oracle for us that what they do is that they talk with the top exchange APIs, and they give us like the data for all the cryptocurrency market cap. So yeah, they talk with Nomics, they talk with the CoinGecko, they talk with the different providers, and they put this data on chain where we can check that current value. So what you're getting is like all the data of all the tokens, the cryptocurrency tokens that are on the cryptocurrency market. So we call it like it's an index token that you can use if you want to bet on the whole cryptocurrency market, not only on DeFi, not only on DeFi, not only on governance. It's for all governance stuff. I mean, it's for all the tokens, Bitcoin, ADA, DentaCoin, whatever you want. It's for all the tokens. That includes also Uniswap and all the stuff that is listed on these projects. That's our first product. So we're launching with TCAP, but we are planning to launch a more different amount of projects. For example, PDX, dominance, altcoin dominance, different stuff that can be used for investors to actually manage their leverage and stuff like that.
All right, sure. So let's wrap this up. I'm very interested in using CryptoX, especially when the TCAP token launches. I'm especially interested in like governance over that kind of stuff because I'm a big governance guy. And yeah, any final remarks, Chris?
Yeah, we hope to launch really soon. And what we want is we want to build some kind of system where the governance is actually important. So a lot of the problems that we have seen right now with the governance of some projects, that gas is so expensive that people don't want to vote. So we're trying to create something that allows people that are engaged actively in governance to be rewarded. And so we're going to talk later about this on our Discord, but I'm going to share a link if you want to join over there.
All right, Jamil, you want to take back over?
Yep, sure. Thank you. Thank you, Cristian, for a fantastic presentation.